Hey everyone, it's Mark Weiss. Good morning. Tomorrow I am headed to Chicago for some meetings, thinking about airplanes. But I listened to a very interesting podcast over the weekend. It's called the Soul of Enterprise. It's a business podcast, mostly aimed at accountants, but it applies to other professional service providers as well. Very interesting. They were talking about the notion of, and I forget the term they used. It wasn't segmenting your market, I don't believe. It was related to yield management, which is a concept that the airlines use to maximize the profitability from the pricing of the seats on a plane, and of course on how they segment those seats, thus the concept of segmenting the market. In other words, there's so many first-class seats, there are so many, sort of premium coach seats, whatever they call them on the airlines, and so many, regular coach seats, including those dreaded ones back by the restroom at the tail of the plane. So, airlines have figured out that there's different customers who are flying for different reasons and at different price points. They've also figured out that some want to travel in a slightly different style. It's not the people who fly first class get from Dallas to Chicago any faster. And it's not the case that people are flying from Dallas to Chicago any safer by paying more money to fly first class as opposed to the Priceline fare to fly, next to the restroom in the back of the plane. So in a sense, it is analogous to healthcare, because I'm not about to suggest that any of you cut back on the quality of the medical service that's being delivered to patients. But what I am suggesting is you think about how the pricing model, the value exchange model on an airplane can be instructive in terms of how you provide different tiers of service to your patients. Now, maybe this is better done outside of the realm of hospital-based physicians. Certainly with office practice physicians, there's the whole notion in internal medicine, family practice, of concierge medicine, which is a complete, transfer of the notion of first class care, meaning first class customer care, first class human touches, as opposed to a clinic run by a medical school where the care, one would hope, medical care is just as good for everyone, yet the surroundings in which it is presented to clients, patients, differs wildly. Different patients would have different expectations in terms of how soon they could be seen. Different patients would have different expectations about how they're treated. Are they shown to a separate waiting room? Are they just plopped in with everyone else? Different patients might attach a different value to how quickly follow-up calls are answered, how quickly you might respond in a non-emergency situation. And as such, there would be different price points. Now, I know in healthcare, the whole notion of insurance screws up a lot of this. But for many of you who are escaping an insurance model, it doesn't. It feeds right into it. Think about the way business models in other areas segment customers by the level of service they want. Think if that can be applied by you.